Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the D.R.I.V.E system, the D.R.I.V.E system, the way of getting around the Undermine in patch 11.1. In this video, I'm going to fully explain the system, how it works, how do you unlock it, what do you do with it, and all that kind of stuff. But guys, before we jump into that, I do want to give a massive shout out to everyone over on the Patreon. Just started posting over there more frequently, and I really appreciate all the support over there. So if you do want to join us, the link is down below. Right, so yes, the D.R.I.V.E system, the dynamic ground mount of 11.1. This has had a ton of changes over the PTR, and I feel like now we have the release date of February 25th or 26th, depending on your region. We can talk about it, and we can talk about how it works and all that kind of stuff, because as said, it's changed quite a bit over the time. So as mentioned, this is a dynamic ground mount. This is kind of like your skywriting, but on the ground, which is kind of interesting. Now, this mount is only usable in this zone. You cannot drive this mount anywhere else but the Undermine and inside the raid. Now, this isn't actually a mount. Technically, it's not in your mount journal and it won't count towards your mount count. It's actually an extra action button which pops up once you zone in, and you can put that on your bar as well. This mount uses acceleration and drift to get around and is extremely fast, and possibly the fastest mount we've ever had in World of Warcraft. Now, one of the great changes they made on the PTR recently was that it drives over small objects. One of my biggest feedbacks was that I kept crashing into stuff. So now, like small fences and things on the ground, you don't crash into, you just kind of drive over them, which is nice. Another thing they added as well is that you bounce off of walls. So if you ram into a wall super fast, you are going to bounce off of it, which is kind of fun. Now, the cool thing about this mount is that it is actually a multi-person mount. It is a 3-seater mount. So you can bring along 2 friends in the back of your mount if you do just want to drive around the mean streets of Undermine with your pals, which is cool. Now, to unlock this mount, you will get this very early, and this is during chapter 2 of the campaign. This is a quest called No More Walk-In here. This quest is located in the Intercontinental Hotel, the kind of center part of the zone. This quest is very simple and will introduce you to the system through the quest license not required. Once that's all done, it is unlocked, and it is an account-wide unlock. So once it is unlocked on your account, you don't need to do all of this unlock shenanigans with all of your old characters, which is nice. So when you mount up on your G99 Breakneck, which is the name of the mount, your bars will all change. You'll get the kind of vehicle bar that you're probably familiar with at this point, and you'll have some new abilities. Now, the first ability is the boost ability. This is default to number 1 and will give you a massive boost forward once it's pressed. The next ability will be the horn. So this is actually customizable, which we'll talk about in a bit. You also have the start job button, which we'll also talk about shortly, and the default number 6 will be to dismount. Now, you'll also gain a turbo bar. Now, this is very similar to your kind of skywriting bar, but it does not build up over time. This is built up by drifting. So drifting, essentially, when you're going forward and you take a turn and you hold the space bar, you will actually drift in your car, which is cool. If you're going straight and you press the space bar, you will jump still, though. You can also gain some additional turbo just by driving through cans, which are located all around Undermine on the roads. This is kind of a resource that you're going to use, so this is used by the boost. So once you build up some turbo by drifting, you can use the boost button, which blasts you forward really fast. So that's kind of the basics of this vehicle when getting around. So let's talk about that start job button. As mentioned, this is default to number 5, but it will obviously change depending on your keybinds. Now, this is the shipping and handling system. So once that button is pressed, you'll see a quest will pop up and an arrow will appear on top of your head. Now, the way that this works is that it's just kind of mini quests that you're going to drive around in your car to complete. So you kind of drive to an area on the map, complete the quest, get in your car, and continue on your journey. Now, you will also notice a bonus bar for completing 10 jobs in a row. Once you've completed those 10 jobs, you will need to take a break, but you will receive crests for completing 10 in a row. Now, the small quests do reward Residence Crystals and Valor Stones, so it is going to be a fairly consistent way to get those, but you're not going to get a lot of them. And there's also a really nice option for you to not use your car. If you're not a fan of the car, you can just do this on your regular mount. This is done by speaking to an NPC called Mobber, and he will give you the Caddy Caller item. And this item kind of simulates you pressing the start job button, but you don't need to be on your drive mount for that, which is nice. So if you don't want to go super fast and do this, you do have the option to either run or use your regular ground mounts, which is cool. Now, the shipping and handling system will be required to be done every week because you will actually get a weekly quest for this to complete 20 jobs, and this will reward 1,000 reputation for your chosen cartel and the renown of Undermine. So it's definitely worth doing at least 20 jobs a week just to get that kind of bonus. This is also linked to a world event, which is going to happen every hour on the half hour for 15 minutes. This is called surge pricing, and the way that this works is that everyone is kind of working together to raise the bar. For every shipping and handling job completed during surge pricing, this will increase the bar, which will increase the rewards, kind of similar to previous world events where different amounts will reward different boxes. The boxes are obviously green, blue, and epic, and they have various amounts of valor stones, crests, resonance crystals, and gold inside of them. And that's also a part of a weekly quest as well, to partake in surge pricing. So keep an eye on that. So yeah, nice and easy to complete that. And you'll also get double the rewards from shipping and handling during that time as well, which is cool. Now, the other thing with the G99 Breakneck is that it is actually customizable. Now, this is not customizable in kind of your regular fashion, you know, like with the rostrum and things like that. This is actually done through an NPC called Mobber, which I did mention earlier, and he's just in the D.R.I.V.E headquarters. This is actually marked on the map. Now, you can do various customizations with this, including changing the color. So by default, it will have the neutral coloration, but other colors can be unlocked by getting exalted with the various factions. So if you want the red color, you will need to be exalted with the bilge water. If you like the green color, the steam weedle will give you that. If you like the blue color for your car, this can be done by getting exalted with the black water. And finally, if you do want to get yellow, this is unlocked by getting exalted with the venture company. So various different goblin cartels in Undermine will unlock various different colors, which is cool. You can also change the engine, which adjusts the speed and acceleration of your mount. So you'll have two by default. You'll have the G77C Ultra. Now this decreases your top speed, but does increase your acceleration. And the other option by default is the controlled cruiser, which will significantly decrease your top speed and increase your acceleration. So the cruiser one is really for people that don't want to go super fast, which is nice to have that as an option. There are two unlocks though. You have the POSIX standard engine, which is unlocked through getting bronze on the races, which we'll talk about in a bit. This has an average top speed and an average acceleration. And the other engine is the GNZ Airmaster 9000. This is from Undermine Renown 19, and this increases your top speed, but it will decrease your acceleration. Another option you can change is the wheels. So this kind of adjusts the way that the drifting works. So by default, you will have the Tread Be Gone, which is the average grip while drifting. And there are two other unlocks here, which are the 22H Slicks. This is crafted by engineers and unlocked at Renown 5, and this will increase your grip while drifting. The other option is the GE86 Advance. This is from the Scrap system, which is a zone-wide system in Undermine, and this option will decrease your grip while drifting. You can also change the turbo, so this adjusts the cost and speed of your boost ability. As mentioned, the turbo is kind of your resource for your mount. By default, you will have the Wind Fuel Mark 0. This is just average boost speed and average boost efficiency, which uses 33 turbo. But if you do want to adjust it, you can unlock the Hand Crank Turbo. This is obtained by combining different items from different rares. This option will decrease your boost speed and increase your boost efficiency, making the boost 20 turbo. The other option is Steam Boil. This is again a combined rare drop. Choosing this option will increase your boost speed, but decrease your boost efficiency, making it 50 turbo to use your boost. And finally, for customization, you can change the horn. So the basic horn sounds like this. The other horn variations are unlocked by getting honored with the other goblin cartels. So the low and slow horn from the Bilgewater cartels sounds like this. The maniacal melodies from the Steam Weedle cartel sounds like this. The buzzer horn customization from the Blackwater sounds like this. And finally, the whole brass band from the Venture Company sounds like this. So various horn noises you can customize on your mount. So a lot of customization for this mount to kind of customize it into a way that works for you in regards to the way that you move around the zone, which is nice. So finally, I did mention it, races. We do have some brand new races for these. These are called breaknecking races. There are 8 races in total in Undermine, and there is an achievement linked to this. For obtaining bronze throughout all of the races in Undermine, you will get the POSIX standard engine, which I did mention earlier. For getting silver on all the races, there is currently no reward, unfortunately. But for getting gold on all of those 8 races, you will get the Breaknecker title and the GNZ Airmaster 9000 engine, which is weird that it's mentioned that because that is also the Renown 19 reward, so I don't know if that's just a typo there. But yeah, the Breaknecker title does sound pretty cool. So various different races for you to complete on regular and reverse mode throughout the zone of Undermine. And that's it. That is the drive system, the G99 Breakneck mount in Undermine. Let me know down below what you think of this system. I am kind of indifferent about it. I don't mind it so much now after all of the changes, but I definitely was not a fan when it came in, and it is going to take some getting used to. It definitely feels strange to be drifting in World of Warcraft. It's very, very odd, you know, but certainly a very interesting way to get around. Will it become an evergreen feature of the game? I guess we'll see. We'll see what the general feedback is of the player base. So do let me know your thoughts down below, and if you like this video, guys, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon, and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT. And I have a partner Discord channel as well, and also I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you do want to check me out streaming Season of Discovery, World of Warcraft 11.1 releasing soon, you can check all of that out over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.